So what should you expect from the Eurofighter, guys? Let's talk a little bit about this amazing European aircraft. As you know, the leak was out yesterday coming from the main sources that we normally have leaks, right? And one of the aircraft that they talked about was the Eurofighter Typhoon, right? Which was, and it is, one of the most awaited aircraft of all time in War Thunder, especially for German mains, right? So let's talk a little bit about it and see if it actually can be, added, if it's realistic to consider this aircraft as the leak predicted, right? So is it coming? Well, maybe. As I said, the leaks are here and they are one of the most reliable leaks ever. They got 100% correct everything on the last update. So in previous updates, it was around 80% with stuff being added later that they leaked, right? So at the end of the day, these are the most reliable leaks, and to be honest, it is one of the only leaks, and actually the only leaks that I'm talking about it here, just because they are so reliable, okay? The other ones, they're all fake. The U-boats and stuff that you see out there, yeah, no, it's fake. These ones are 99% correct, okay? Most of the time. So, yeah, you can actually trust it. So what is the aircraft itself? What should you expect from the Eurofighter? Well, it's a new generation of fourth generation jet, basically, right? It's almost a new generation of jet, like in general. If there wasn't an F-22 in the early 2000s there, the Eurofighter would probably be considered a fifth generation jet, right? So it's just that the F-22 put the bar so high up that the Eurofighter needed to be something in between, right? But it is basically normally called a 4.5 or 4 plus generation jet. So it is technically a new generation of jet in the game. The idea was to use a delta design, a delta wing design with canards and the most modern fly-by-wire systems that they can produce to have an incredible performance in dogfights and turns, while at the same time using the new Eurojet engines to make it have an amazing thrust weight of more than 1.15 in an interceptor loadout. So lots of fuels and missiles, It will probably be added for three nations, the UK, Germany, and Italy. And remember, guys, why this is considered technically a new generation of jet? Because fourth generation jets are amazing. They are like the pinnacle of 80s technology, 70s to 80s technology, right? But they still lacked in some areas here and there. The 4.5 basically fixes everything. They fix most of the problems and the aircraft is almost perfect for the time, right? So that's how you kind of have to think about these types of things, okay? In the performance side of things, you should expect something similar to how the Gripen and the J-10 feels when you are flying, but even better in some areas. Like, for example, the climb rate is way better due to the amazing thrust weight that the aircraft has, while having still amazing turning capability, right? Remember, the further we go into the future, the more perfect these aircraft will become, being able to do everything that an aircraft needs to do in combat in an amazing way. So it doesn't have a bad thing about it. It's like an MBT of aircraft, right? It can do a super cruise for up to Mach 1.5 depending on altitude, and it can reach a Mach 2.3 of max speed, while having an amazing 315 meters per second of climb. It's amazing on the performance. It accelerates almost like nothing else in the game, and it will turn like almost nothing else in the game. The performance on this thing it's really, really scary. One of the examples is that it can go from brakes off in takeoff to supersonic in less than 30 seconds, which is better than the F-15E and I in the game right now that has around 32 seconds. So you can expect a mega performance in the interceptor part for the Eurofighter while having amazing turn and amazing air to ground and amazing everything. It's just the perfect aircraft compared to what we have in the game, right? For sensors, what does it have for sensors? Well, has multiple sensors like any modern day jet, Those include the captor radar, which is, depending on the variant, it should be a normal pulse Doppler mechanically scanned array radar. So nothing too fancy, but at the time, one of the most advanced mechanical radars in the world. So it should be pretty good, like amazing for a mechanical radar, right? It operates in the X band, so it's very, very modern. And it has at least 2 times more power output than the APG-65. So 100 kilometers plus it's gonna reach way beyond that. Probably 150, 200 kilometers. I'm not gonna say it because it's classified and stuff, I don't know, you know, but it will reach well beyond the 100 kilometers, so it means that it's good enough, you know, for the game, because we don't need more than 100 kilometers anyway, right? High PRF modes, of course, air-to-ground modes in the radar, everything that you love and need. And it is one of the fastest, like, mechanically scanned array radars that exist in real life, so it should be pretty fast on the scan as well. It has the Pirate IRST, which is going to help you for passive search and track for targets, you know. It has, on the very least, 70 kilometers of range, but it depends on many factors. For example, an afterburning target going cold, it might be 170 kilometers, so it depends on the aspect, it depends on the aircraft, many factors, right? And it can be used as a FLIR system technically too for some things, right? A very advanced RWRs with moles. In the future, probably not right now, but it can even have the DAS system, which is amazing. It's an integrated, like, defense system of the aircraft, really advanced. Even has like a towed radar decoy, like a jamming pod that goes back and 100 meters behind the aircraft, and it's just calling the missiles for it, right? So it's really incredible, this DAS system, but probably the first ones that we will have in the game right now will not have that system for now. And of course, many types of air-to-ground pods, like Lightning 3 and the Sniper for air-to-ground, right? And then for weapons, guys, what does this thing uses for weapons? Of course, it's kind of standard right now, right? But the cannon is the BK-27, Mauser 27mm, 150 rounds. Of course, in the missile departments, he can carry many things, including MRAMs, but other more advanced missiles as well, like the Meteor. But let's be honest, in the game, we are getting probably the Tranche 1, which means only aim on 20s probably, right? For IR missiles, the possibilities of using a lot of other missiles are there as well, like AIM-9s, of course, but IRIS-T, the AIM-1 32, but probably, again, we will probably just have the normal AIM-9Ms, right? Because of the state of the game, probably with upgrades to these missiles later in its life. But yeah, expect, like, it has 13 pylons, 8 of them, I think, in the wings, and some of them, it probably can take like 12 or 14 missiles, something like that. It's an incredible amount of missiles. Like, it's like 12 missiles, I think, right? Yeah, it's 12 missiles. So it's incredible amount of missiles, okay? And in the air-to-ground, obviously, it can take anything unguided that countries use, as well as guided air-to-ground, like the Brimstone, the Storm Shadows, the JDAMs, GPU, Advanced Paveways, even anti-ship missiles. He can do it all, you know, he can do really it all. So, should he come? Well, yes, for sure. I think especially for Germany, which is a country that it's lacking a lot in top-tier aircraft for a while now, this is the time to add this aircraft. The mighty Eurofighter really will put the foot on the door and bring the 4.5 generations into the game in a very, you know, amazing way, because this aircraft has amazing performance. Yes, he will have a radar that might be less advanced than the Rafale radar, maybe, I don't know, like, there are things here and there. The stealth of the Rafale is a little bit better and stuff, but at the end of the day, the performance on this thing is better than the Rafale, so it is going to be probably the best aircraft in the game, I would say. I'm not gonna just say it because we'd have to wait and see how it is, but it will be one of them, top 3 for sure, probably the best. You know, we need to wait, but still. So yeah, guys, this is what you should expect from the Eurofighter. Nothing like we ever seen in the game, with some similar, you know, flight performances like the J-10 and Gripen, but even better, and even better systems and more missiles and everything with that. So it will be an incredible aircraft that 3 nations can get, so very cool. Let me know in the comments what you think about the mighty Eurofighter, and I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and click the like button, always helps a lot. See you guys, bye.